Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
Not a game. We talking about practice.
We thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Decide a different need. I'm coming. I'm flat out coming.
It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair.
Oh, yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to another edition of the Sports Report Podcast. Guys, good to have you here for all the craziness that went down this weekend in the world of sports. That Juan Soto deal, Seven's going to get into it. That thing is diabolical. It's diabolical. I don't know why my Mets would even do that, but it's diabolical. Oh, my goodness, particularly on the back end. You think the front end bad. What does Seven tell you about the back end? We got the college football playoffs. Yeah, boy. Alabama got eliminated. I'm so happy. We don't need them in this thing. We don't need them in this thing. And Notre Dame, get a conference. Get a damn conference, Notre Dame. All right. Let's go ahead and bring everybody in. First, I'm going to bring my co-host in. My man, Seven. Seven, what's going on, bro? How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm actually not muted this time. What's up, man? Dude, we got to talk, dude. This is the dumbest. This is not only the largest deal in sports that we're going to be talking about tonight. This is the dumbest deal in sports history tonight. I cannot wait to talk about this stupid deal.
I don't get what the hell my Mets were thinking. I really don't. It cash traps you for the future. We'll talk about it. All right, let me go ahead and bring in the other Kansas City Chiefs fan. And so the other thing that pissed me off real quick, Seven, when he said he saw the Mets had a brighter future than the Yankees. I'm like, where? How? We're going to talk about it.
We're going to get into it, man. There's so much. Oh my God.
Let me go ahead and bring in the other Kansas City Chiefs fan. Let me bring my man Ando in. Ando, what's up, bro? How you doing? For once, Ando's muted.
Oh, this is so beautiful. Oh God.
I think I know what you're doing, Seven.
So many ways to talk shit. No, I have not. No, I didn't do it. I know what you're thinking. I didn't do it.
Can you hear me now? Are we good?
Yeah, we got you, man.
Okay, cool. No, first things first.
This is a professional establishment. You're not muting. You're unmuting your shit.
Yes, I've officially unmuted. I unfortunately had it set up on another microphone that I was using earlier, and I had to get reestablished. And that's a rookie mistake. I usually check that stuff before I come in, so that's on me.
Remember, OnlyFans and podcasting microphones are separate for a reason.
Yeah. Anyway, two things I got to say real quick. First off, for those of you who don't have the ability to see the screen and you're listening this on any of the podcast places where we listen to, my tagline does say doink for the division because the Chiefs, again, for 9 straight years now, have clinched the division. And for those of you that say, oh my God, it's devil magic, eat a dick, beat us so that we don't win the division. Second off, is it really that Juan Soto didn't want to play for the Yankees, or did somebody get in his ear and say, hey, do you want to give some of that money to charity? And he's like, okay, cool. I'll go play for the Mets.
That's a good point.
That's a good point. Somebody whispered in his ear. It's like,
That's a good
play
point.
for the Yankees, right?
I'm
Which
the
is
Met-
what everybody does. Or you can give some of that money to the homeless in New York. Okay, I go play for the Mets.
And it's not. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying my team is bad, but we're further away than the Yankees.
The only team you can say that isn't further away is the Dodgers, because the Dodgers beat them in the World Series. I think
Exactly.
any other team in the AL would have taken the spot out of the Yankees and would have loved to have been in the World Series. But are the Mets that far off?
Yes.
I mean, at least for this season, I don't think they are.
Yes.
Dude,
They're that
they
far
made
off.
They made it to. Did they make it to the ALC? Yeah, they made it to the AL or NLCS. So
But you also have to look at the fact. You have to also look at the injury factor.
Okay.
Because look
Fair
at the
enough.
Braves. Because look at the Braves.
Okay.
They were a walking. They were a walking mass unit.
We'll get into it, but yeah, there's a lot. The Mets need a lot right now.
Yeah, they need a lot in order
Okay.
to say they're just that far. No.
Okay.
All right, let me go ahead and bring in my other two, the original tag team from Player versus Team. This man hates Philly so much he can't move out of there. Get my man Kyle in here. What's up, bro?
What up, Kyle?
That's funny.
What's going on, man?
Not much.
You know
I'm
what,
loving
man?
the
You know
old
what?
school Indians hat.
And me and you talked about it the other day, and I didn't do it. And you saw what Sam Darnold did against the lonely Falcons. Sorry, Erica. You saw what Sam Darnold did against them buster ass Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
He up. Jalen this out there, I don't know, just cardio, I guess. I mean, he had some touchdowns, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't 5 of them.
Yeah.
For fantasy points count, man. Fantasy
Yeah, they
points
do.
count.
Somebody's thankful they didn't put Darnold on the bench this week.
Man, I did. I started Hurts and I had Darnold on my bench.
How do you sleep at night, Will?
I don't know. It's like his whole factor. Saquon took the energy from Jalen Hurts. Whatever energy he had this season before, Saquon took it, and now he's doing this thing.
Well, it's about time, because Jalen's been stealing touchdowns from Saquon all year, man. Saquon should have like 18 touchdowns this year, bro.
I'm just saying, but he's not doing a very good football. He's not doing a very good job of throwing the football in terms of converting touchdowns.
No.
He's been not himself. Devonta Smith has been trash. Even though he got a touchdown
Devontae Smith
yesterday,
is
he's
coming
been
off of 2
trash.
injuries this year too, so you can't hold that against him, man.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can, dog on it. I can hold it all against him. Shoot.
You just mad that New Orleans don't even have a receiver right now because all their receivers are on IR.
We ain't got nobody. I could go around and be a receiver for the Saints right now.
Tight end. They need a tight end.
Yeah, I'll be a tight end.
Taysom Hill's out. You need a tight end.
I'll be a tight end. Hell yeah. They bring in the other part of the tag team from Player versus Team. They bring my man John in. John, what's up?
Ain't nothing but a chicken wing, man.
Damn, Sam Darnold up here throwing 5 freaking
I
touchdowns.
meant to ask you who you normally ask us who to start.
I normally
You
do.
didn't this
And I
time.
didn't
I
this
saw them touchdowns. I say, God,
I
damn.
went, man, look at this.
They fucking
at
corners
this.
out there fucking half-ass and just falling down near the end zone for no goddamn reason.
I think the
I said,
only
what
thing
the fuck is he doing?
I think the only thing that's gonna save me this
He
weekend
smoked
is
some
fantasy.
unicorn dust before he got there and went out there.
I think the only thing that's gonna save me in that team this week is the San Francisco defense came to play. For once, they came to play.
Seven, did you get up at all during that 49ers and Bears game? No, you were watching the Rams and Bills, right?
That was a good
You're
one
muted.
too.
That was a good ass game.
That was a good ass game
It
too.
was a good ass game.
Yeah.
I was watching that Bills game, and I've got to say, Josh Allen did not lose that game for the Bills.
Nope.
No.
That
What I-
defense was
we'll
good.
talk
Rams
more about
just
it.
won it.
Dog
defense lost that game for the Bills.
What I was going to say was, Trevin, if you got up to use the bathroom, you got more offensive yards than the Bears got in that first half. Like, I'm sorry. Us in Iowa had to watch the goddamn Bears and 49ers game. Like, we wanted, I hate listening to Tom Brady, but we wanted the Bears, we wanted the Bills and the Rams. And as soon as it's like, we don't have America's game of the week, we have the Bears and the 49ers.
Let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all. And I know and I know this is first year doing it. And I realize it's a learning curve to this. But at the same point, Tom Brady sucks.
Watch your mouth. Watch your damn mouth.
When he sucks in the booth.
That man is an angel.
He's a man on the field, but he
That
sucks
man
in the
is an
booth.
angel.
Who would you rather listen to?
Tony Romo is better.
Yeah.
Dude, we all can agree. I think we all can agree that
Romo
Chris
is
Collins
better.
worse. I think we all can agree that Chris Collins worse is the worst play-by-play announcer.
Oh,
As
absolutely.
soon as he can get his dick off of the quarterbacks.
Absolutely. They need to fire his ass.
Man, I miss Pat Summerall, man. God damn, man.
I'm sorry, but Pat Summerall and John Madden are the best one to punch in football, isn't that right, John?
I even appreciate Al Michaels here and there, but
Dude, Al Michaels, John Madden. I'm sorry, I gotta respectfully fight you, John. Pat Summerall and John Madden is the be-all.
Oh, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong there.
That's no
that
debate.
is the GOAT of Hall of Fame.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like they
That's no
should
debate.
still put them on the Madden game to this day.
I got a fun little
Hold on,
anecdote to tell you guys. Go ahead.
Hold on a second, real quick. Let me go ahead and bring in one more person. Then I'll let you get to it. Let me bring in the man, the myth who controls X. Who they actually tried to throw me off the platform for something I said. I don't know what the fuck I said, but they tried to throw me off the platform. But I'm still there, damn it. Let me bring my man Ambrose in. Ambrose, what's up?
Konnichiwa, bitches.
They tried to kick me. They tried to kick me off X, but I got my shit back.
I'm wondering when Disney bought the Mets.
What the fuck did you do?
They tried to kick me off X.
Did Disney buy the New York Mets? That's the only way I can see them blowing $1 billion.
I guess I added the wrong celebrity because I caught her slipping on some shit. And it's like I caught.
This is what happens when you don't be chasing exclusively Asian women's. Well, you
I
gotta
called Gal Gadot out on it, and it's like
how
I was about to say name drop in the text thread.
You got to stay in your lane. I've always liked blondes and redheads. Married a brunette, my life was ruined. Okay.
I got you.
So anyway,
I got you.
Well, I was talking to my coworker at the sports store that I work at last week, and he and I had kind of a unique conversation. If you took John Madden and switched him out with Jerry the King Lawler, would you have the same effect on wrestling and football? So it'd be Jerry the King Lawler with Pat Summerall, and then it'd be John Madden with good old JR Jim Ross. Could you imagine?
You know
what?
what?
I think Madden would have made the WWF better. I think Jerry the King Lawler.
Listen. Could you imagine? By God, the Undertaker threw him off. Yeah, what happened, Jim, was he just grabbed him by the neck here and he threw him off and went boom right through the table. And that's exactly why he's dead right now there, Jay.
Nah, first of all,
that would be entertaining, but all Jerry Lawler would do is be perving out on the cheerleaders.
Thank you. Lawler's going to talk about the cheerleaders the whole fucking time.
Boy.
And that is perfectly
The
fine.
entire
Pat
fucking
Summerall.
time.
He's like, I saw a puppy.
He's going to be hitting on Aaron Andrews.
Dude.
And what's my girl, Taylor Rook? Yeah,
Pat Summerall
the
would be
entire
the
time.
one guy to reel it in because Jerry the King Lawler would be, oh my God, did you see those Cowboys, JR? Damn it, Jim. What did I tell you? I told you to keep it down, Jerry. We don't need that on the broadcast.
Nah, Jerry Lawler can't do the NFL because WWF and Jerry Lawler like seven strokes. The NFL.
I would love it.
Listen. As long as they don't mess with my girl Jen Hale, I'm straight.
Yeah, agreed.
I would have liked to have seen John Madden.
We got some issues
with Harry Carey.
Oh, pretty ass.
Jim Ross would have made football so funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Look at it like this for everybody. So we'll take the Patriots and we'll take Kansas City, both of them. Because people are tired. People are tired of New England.
Yeah.
Tired of Kansas City. So when they win, JR gonna be like, Tom Brady, you son of a bitch.
Patrick Mahomes. Damn it, Patrick Mahomes stole one from Josh Allen.
My God.
Damn it. Why did you do that, Patrick? You sold your soul to the devil.
Dante's perfect. Leave that hit out on Antonio Brown, and he just cost him the game, King.
Damn you, Patrick Mahomes. Throwing that touchdown.
God
Damn you.
You son of a bitch.
We just agreed that both of those announcers would be better than the Gus Johnson play that we were talking about on Sports After Dark. Either one of those two guys would be better than Gus Johnson.
I mean, I really just wish Harry Carey would have called a couple of Monday Night Football games.
I think Harry Carey calling or Bob Uecker.
Oh, that would have been so good.
Just because Harry Carey would be drunk by the third quarter, it would just be great TV. He'd be like, so, what's going on? Oh, well, the fat guy hit the little guy. Now the little guy's on the ground. Wow, that guy's gonna need a playing time when he gets up. He should just head to the locker room, get himself a plate of St. Louis style ribs and an ice cold Budweiser. Walk it off, champ. Let's go.
I'm still thinking about JR. Good God Almighty.
Yeah.
God almighty. Damn it,
You imagine him seeing Ray Lewis hit somebody with all his might, like
God almighty. Broken ass.
that shit would have been over.
Well, what happened? What happened, JR, is the Chiefs ran the play like this, right? So Patrick Mahomes is able to run it to the outside, and there's nobody that can stop him, JR. So that's why Patrick is able to run it in the outside. Boom.
Hold on.
I'll tell you what Patrick Mahomes is running. He's in Philly. He's right across from Pat's and Geno's. Tough choice to make their Pat's and Geno's. I think I'm going to get one of each. Put them on the bus on the ride home. Oh, man, Philly. Love when I go to Philly. Hot cheesesteaks. Everybody's cool. Oh, man. Oh, God, Pat. Let's wrap this up early. I got to go get me a cheesesteak. All right, you got this.
Real quick. Y'all know what's so good about JR? It's the fact that he was in it for years.
Yep.
Left because he got sick, came back, still dominated. Over in AEW, still making the killing, and he making the killing part-time.
There were only two people that could tell Vince McMahon to fuck off when he was in their ear telling him how to announce, and it was JR and Mick Foley. And I think Mick Foley actually did it. Like live on a show, like Vince McMahon was telling him what to say, and Mick Foley was like, "Shut the fuck up, Vince."
Mick Foley don't give a damn anyway.
Yeah, man missing his teeth like that. He don't give a fuck about life.
I sacrifice my front teeth. I sacrifice my front teeth is for you. So fuck you. I'm gonna say what I want.
Foley is like, I took a choke slam off Hell in a Cell from Undertaker. You got beat up by Donald Trump.
I fell off the top of the cage into a table for you.
In motherfuckers' mouths, like dirty socks. Like dirty socks out of his fucking pocket.
Yep.
Yo, like Foley would be like, you know what? This needs something else, and he'd be like, yeah, choke slam me on some thumbtacks.
Mick
Go ahead, Seven. What were you saying?
Mick Foley was the only wrestler that became their own brand that didn't leave wrestling. They just stayed their own brand in all of wrestling, and nobody questioned it. Nobody complained. Mick Foley was his own wrestling brand. Went into acting. Cena went into acting. Stone Cold stopped drinking and wrestling completely. But like most of these guys, like they disappeared. Mick Foley stayed his own brand and wrestling.
The only person I know that ever had a problem with Mick, a serious problem, was Ric Flair, because Ric Flair called him a glorified stunt man. I got a question.
Yeah, but how much cocaine was Ric Flair on at the time when he made that statement?
I got a question, because when you go back and look at some of the stuff that Flair did, you ain't got room to talk, buddy. And some of those matches, we could say the same thing about you.
I mean, honestly, Ric Flair's matches are kind of boring. Like, he gets slammed down a couple of times. He gets axe chopped to the chest. He looks like he's down and out. And then he pops back up like James Brown for an encore.
You got to give him props though. You got to give Rick. You got to give.
I give Rick his props though.
We'll move on to some football in a minute, but you got to give Rick his props.
I give him his props, but I mean, if it's between him and Foley was the better show.
Those matches that he had, those matches he had with Ricky Steamboat.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Even the fucking match he had with Shawn Michaels.
Yes.
God
dang. Yes.
Ric Flair's biggest accomplishment was that anytime he stopped doing cocaine, Pablo Escobar himself called and asked him to resume again.
Where do you think he got the wound from? He did that every snort he took.
Ric Flair and Randy Savage probably paid for Pablo Escobar's private zoo.
And speaking of people by the name of Pablo, hey, Ando, who's the best athlete ever with the name Pablo?
The only one I can think of is Juan Pablo Montoya, but he's a NASCAR driver, and I'm not going to say he's an athlete.
Not the big fat guy that played third base.
Nope. I'm shocked you didn't remember.
Third baseman?
Oh, are we talking backyard baseball?
Yes, Pablo
Backyard
Sanchez,
baseball.
the best athlete ever.
That's what I said.
Ever. If I'm lying, I'm dying. He was in every backyard game.
Yep, every.
Amazing. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and jump into some of this. Let's go ahead and get into the NFL and get some of this stuff out of the way. What were some of the thoughts? Well, actually, no. We're gonna stay football, but I do want to touch on college real quick because I got some bones.
I got some shit.
Bones to pick.
Oh man.
The Mets just signed Daniel Jones to a $500 million contract, by the way.
Could be a huge. What position he gonna play? Damn.
They don't care. They're just throwing money away.
They're just throwing money away to sign him. All right, y'all. I got to do this. Let me go and bring my girl Erica in, my future wife. Let me go and bring her in real quick.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
What's up?
Yeah,
I don't like being under John because my Falcons just fucking lost to his Vikings. Can you move me, please?
Oh my God, there's so many jokes that just rushed to my head.
Thanks, I appreciate you.
Yeah, you really.
You'd rather be beside me. I appreciate it.
I don't want to be beside you either.
She's in her rightful spot, John. She's under Will now.
Knows the Falcons did.
Oh shit.
There you go.
Damn.
Put him in
There we go.
timeout.
All right, I got a problem with this, and I'm gonna go through this. The 8-9 seed.
I hate Evan so much.
The 8-9
so much.
The 8-9 seed. Ohio State and Texas.
Fuck Texas.
Wait, did Ohio State make it into the playoffs?
Yeah.
Tennessee, I'm sorry. Tennessee. Tennessee.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Ohio State's like 7 or 8.
Ohio State is at 8. Notre Dame is at 7. Penn State is at 6. And Texas
Notre
is at 5.
Dame, man.
You know what? Notre Dame deserves to be higher than 7. I would put Notre Dame at 3.
Hold on.
Yeah, Notre Dame can kick rocks at the bottom of the
those of you who are not familiar with the college football playoff layout
they
this
can
year,
go play freeze tag in LA practice.
Your first four spots, your first 4 buys have to be conference champions, which is why Notre Dame can't be anything higher than 5.
Because they're not in the freaking conference.
Exactly. And that is a detriment to Notre Dame.
Yeah, because they have to take on the world, Will. They can't confine themselves to a conference. They have to take on the entire world of college football.
Ambrose, I got to stop you right there. Let me ask you this question.
They can't take on a ball of kids.
Let me ask you. Unless Notre Dame is independent. But now there's no benefit of being independent. So unless you're taking on 10 of the top.
Do you know how much money they make off of their NBC contract that they don't have to share with the rest of the conference? There's a lot of benefits to being independent.
But there's 13 games in the season.
Yeah.
Unless 10 of those teams are top 5, unless 10 of those teams are top 12 teams, there's no benefit. Football wise, money wise, I got you. But football wise, no.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that you're forgetting, and this is where Notre Dame athletics would be at a supreme disadvantage if they're in a conference. For football absolutely agree. But most of the time, if you move a program into the SEC, all of its athletics go into the SEC. Notre Dame's volleyball team isn't equipped to be able to stand strong in an SEC match. Does Notre Dame even have a basketball team?
Yeah, I'm not well versed.
But their basketball team is in the ACC.
Yeah, the basketball team's the ACC.
Okay,
that's crazy.
Okay, so are we going to have the football team and the SEC and are we going to put them?
They should put if they would have put them in the ACC, they would have played
the
Clemson.
only football team with a national television contract.
Or would it have
not
been
sharing that money?
Or would it have been SMU and Notre Dame?
Yeah, it would have either been that way.
And
Yeah,
I think either way you
That
look at it,
would've
I
been
think
like
Notre
that.
Dame. I think Notre Dame beats SMU. I still think SMU and Notre Dame would be in. It's just Notre Dame would then be a top 4 seed.
Personally, I think Army won a conference championship. They should be in a. They should have a low tier spot.
Here's how I would put it. Your only argument that Army would be able to overjump anybody, and the only team that I think they can overjump at this point would be SMU, is if Army beats Navy and if they beat Navy by a significant amount. That's the only.
But they already
way
clinched the
they'd be
conference. If you clinch a conference, you should get into the playoffs.
But Navy's not playing Army for their bowl game.
No, but the Army Navy game is always the last game of the season. It's always.
Yeah, that closes out the college football season.
Which is really funny because 6 weeks into the season, a lot of people were predicting that it was going to be Army and Navy in the AAC championship game, and then the following week they would play in their classic Army Navy game.
Let me ask you a question. Is anybody here believing in Oregon?
I do, dude. They moved to another conference.
Team, bro. I can't.
I'm hatred towards Oregon. I don't want Oregon to win.
I'm sorry. You have hatred towards Oregon? What team do I root for?
Obviously,
you should
Oregon.
know, Erica. No, not Oregon. I root for Washington State because you stole our fucking offensive coordinator. Okay.
And guess what? Oregon stole our quarterback named Dylan Gabriel. So,
well, that's what Oregon does. They're all hippies. It's not like they have money. They can't buy these people.
They just use it on weed. That's what they use it on. It's Oregon. But anyway, but my argument, would be Oregon moves. Now, Oregon, there's a lot of people who said Oregon should have beaten Washington last year in the Pac-12 championship game. I flip a coin. I like that Washington beat Oregon. But Oregon moves to the Pac-12, or Oregon moves to the Big Ten. Mm-hmm. While they were not predicted to be one of the top 4 teams in the Big Ten, granted they didn't play Ohio. They did play Ohio State, but they didn't play. Did they? I think they played Michigan. Didn't they play Michigan? I think they
played Michigan last year.
They dogged Michigan.
Yeah. So,
but the Big Ten is garbage because these are all college institutions. There should not count. There should be no 13 teams in the Big Ten.
There's actually 18 teams in the Big Ten now, Amber.
That solidifies my point even more.
But I mean,
but
they
again,
did
it
the
comes
same
back to the
thing with
media
the
money.
SEC. Like,
it comes back to the media money.
They multiply the teams in.
For Oregon.
Also, I mean, Ando, I hate to cut you off. It's not just about the media money. I mean, all the conferences all just got screwed up because look what happened with the Big 12 from Texas and Oklahoma going to the SEC.
Yep.
SEC had to rearrange their conference just like the Big 12 did. So every conference got screwed.
Sorry to jump over, Erica. Sorry to cut you off. Didn't the Pac-10 fold last year? What was the conference?
So the Pac-12 is institutionally on hiatus. Next year, they're in the process of adding at least 2 more teams. Right now, they have 8 football teams inspired between Washington State, Oregon State. I want to say Boise State is supposed to be coming over. Colorado State. It's either San Diego or San Jose State. And then there's 3 other teams from the Mountain West that are moving over from the Mountain West to the Big 12 or to the Pac-12.
You have 8 teams in the Pac-12.
So that's where they're
because
that's where they're going to start.
4 or 5 of them went to the Big Team.
Hey, does anybody see Evan's comment? Because I think we should actually talk about this. I like this.
Oh, sweet. Go Cougs. Let's go. I love it. But
no, that's not what I was saying.
Mateer is going to leave. Yeah, dude. So I'll get to Mateer in a second. I'll get to Mateer in a second. But going back to Oregon beat Ohio State. Oregon beat Penn State in the Big Ten championship. Yeah, the Big Ten championship game.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon beat USC. They beat Washington. Now, granted, both of those programs were not on as high standards as they were. Washington, absolutely not, because their offense basically got pilfered by the draft.
Yeah, they had a pretty bad year. They're
between
rebuilding.
All 3 of their starting wide receivers, and Roma Dunze, Jalen McMillan, and Jalen Polk, all of those guys went to the NFL. 3 of their starting 5 offensive linemen got drafted within the first 3 rounds of the draft. So this is an entirely new offense that you're dealing with Washington. And I hate that a lot of people, the Huskies aren't as good. Well, you take out 9 of your 11 starting guys who took you to the national championship game. Look at Michigan. Michigan went through the same thing, and nobody's, it's just an off year for Michigan. Fuck out of here.
Well, I mean, I got to agree with you, Ando, because this is the problem with modern sports fans. They don't realize it's cyclical.
So, and that's
down here, Navy's been good for the last 20 years. And I said the pendulum's going to swing. Army's going to get good. This isn't going to last forever.
Yeah, but I think a lot of it with what Navy has to do is they changed their coaching scheme. I can never pronounce Ken's name. Ken N. I'm going to call him Ken N., who's now the head coach for San Jose State.
Oh, yeah. Ken, yeah, Coach. We call him Coach here. He's a great guy.
Coach Ken. We'll call him Coach Ken. But that dude ran the same offense in Navy for 20 years. And it's an offense that is triple option based.
Yeah, he ran it off of Paul Johnson, who went to Georgia Tech.
What Navy did is they're trying to change it to where they have a traditional quarterback where, he can run, but they want him to be more prolific in throwing the football.
Well, what Navy's problem is, and we know it here in Annapolis because the guy was so well liked by the academy and by people in Annapolis. Like, this guy would walk around and he'd, like, talk to people and he'd say hi. Like, he'd sit at restaurants and like, he was just a dude. Like, he was just coach. Everyone called him coach. He was an institution in Annapolis. And the superintendent, the way he got fired in Navy, like, the players just, like, I look at this year, even though they won a bunch of games, this year's kind of a revolt. Because you walked into a beloved coach. It's like if Alabama's superintendent walked in to Bear Bryant's locker room, dressed him down in front of his players, and fired him.
Or Saban.
Let me go around. Because I do want to touch on all these games. Let me go around. And Eric, I'll start with you because I know which way. I know which way John going in this one. I already know. We already know which way John going in this one.
No, but I still got something to say about this playoff shit. You gonna enjoy it, but go ahead.
Oh, the Mets have dropped another massive contract on a Henry Roland Gardner. Sixth grader from the Chicago suburbs.
Damn.
$300 million, 3 years.
Who we taking in this first? Who we taking in this game? Tennessee versus Ohio State. Who we taking? Eric, I'll start with you.
Tennessee.
7.
Ohio State, of course.
Thank you.
Kyle.
Ohio State.
Ambrose.
Yeah.
I want to say Tennessee, but I never bet against Ohio State.
Ando.
You know what? I'm kind of in the same boat with John, except I like playing against my odds. I'm going to be the odd man out and say Tennessee.
I said fucking Tennessee. Fuck you, Ando.
No, I'm sorry. I thought you said Texas.
Hey.
Whoa. Whoa. Did you just say I said Texas?
I'm sorry. You're paying attention to what I'm saying now. Thank you. I appreciate it.
This is amazing.
Dang.
Please continue.
Yo, you know what? I'm not going to lie. Erica, when you get mad in glasses, kind of cute.
Hey. Now you finally see what I've been seeing. But anyway, and I know
Erica, just remember you owe me because OU stole our offensive coordinator. So if Will don't take you out on a date,
we stole him. That's not my
no,
fault.
Erica. So if Will don't take you out on a date, let me know. I'll take you out.
Oh, you can
the finest McRibs, girl.
You can get out. You can get out up, Ando. You can get that one up, cuz.
No, hold on. No, we ain't going to no McDonald's. We ain't paying no $10.
You can get that one up, Ando.
I can grab a box out of the freezer section of Walmart for $7. You can get 3 McRibs.
The McRib back for real?
Yeah,
the McRib getting back, man. And Ando clearly doesn't know how to work the app. Because what I do is I get my McRib for $4.99, and then I get the $5 value meal. Same price as McRib, and I get chicken nuggets. I mean, chicken,
fuck that.
Coke,
I got my
and
own
fries.
Dude, no, you do not put chicken nuggets and McRibs in the same sentence. Chicken nuggets go in their own food.
And John, I know you going with Ohio State.
Hell yeah.
I know you're going with Ohio State. Y'all gonna make me throw up, Erica Pinky. It's like that's just messed up.
Damn.
That's just messed up. Get it,
I try to empower a woman, try to make her feel good about herself. This is how you do me, bring in a McChicken.
Get him, Erica. Get him. Get him,
Erica. Do you want to know why Evan's saying that to me?
Why is that?
Because the Dodgers took Snell from him, and he's a little fucking salty.
Oh, dude, I'd be salty too if I was a Giants fan. Jesus.
All right.
Thank you.
The Giants have fans.
Yeah,
All right, y'all.
no, neither one of
They
the Giants
do.
franchises do. Neither
All
one.
right, y'all. Let's set this next game up real quick. The Clemson versus Texas.
That's that. I gotta go with Texas.
I think we all on one accord.
You know,
I'm going to go with Clemson.
Fuck that bull-
Fuck
I'm gonna say
Texas.
You know
if
what?
y'all don't
You
see it,
hear that,
Hell
Ando?
nah.
Fuck Texas.
Hey,
Well,
It's
Hell
been-
no.
it's
Hold
been
on,
a
hold
really
on, hold on.
weird year for college football, and I'm going to go with Clemson.
if
Hold
y'all don't say it, I'm gonna say it. Fuck Dabo Sweeney. Texas.
Whoa, Erica. I'm on the Clemson bandwagon.
Fuck them.
I'm on the Clemson. Hold on. I would have personally put SMU and Texas against each other.
No,
So that
because
the little
Texas
brother-
would have fucking annihilated.
No,
and they would just
no,
walk.
Yes.
no,
Yes.
no.
Yes, they would. Ando, look at their whole fucking
Clemson-
season. The
Clemson-
only ranked team that Texas played whooped their ass twice. No.
And Clemson just took SMU to the wire in the
Okay.
ACC championship game. Which
No,
is
wait,
why I
hold up.
think
Breaking news. The New York Mets have just signed Ando. He will be the first bat boy to earn a salary in
Free
Major
drinks
League
for
Baseball
everybody,
history.
baby. Free
He will be
fucking
awarded
drinks for
with
everybody.
$10,000 a year, free
Hey.
McChickens for life, and a complimentary personalized New York Mets onesie.
And they let Ando pick his old staff so he can bring Sparky with
Hell
him.
yeah. Hell,
We can bring Sparky
No.
with him.
Sparky's his boss.
I think
I-
Sparky's
dude.
way more than his boss. Let's be honest.
Yo, Sparky already given Ando the bedroom eyes. Look
You
at him.
said that I liked Texas. Fuck you, Ando. You deserve everything that I say right
Moving right
See,
along.
this is what I get when I don't
now.
drink.
I bet you're used to doing that with Sparky in your mouth, huh?
Moving right along. Before we get canceled by FCC Airwaves, and I'm complicit in all this too.
Never mind.
We got Indiana versus Notre Dame.
I know what you're saying, Will, but I'm saying go ahead.
That's Indiana.
Indiana for me.
Fuck Notre Dame. I'm going
Fuck
with
Notre
Indiana,
Dame.
even though I don't want them to win.
Indiana doesn't even. How did
It should be
Indiana
a
get a
fucking
football
draw. I don't like man one of them.
Indiana. When did Indiana get a football team? This is ridiculous. Now we're picking them. Now we're picking them to win playoff games.
Goddamn Hoosiers.
The Hoosiers, damn it. And now,
Yeah,
and of course,
that's basketball.
and of course, the next game we're looking at SMU versus Penn State.
I think Penn State's got it.
Penn State, definitely.
Penn State got that.
Yeah,
I think it'll be closer than people think, but I think
Yeah.
It will
Penn
be a
State's
good
gonna-
game.
Look,
Oh, yeah,
if
for
you can take the number one team in the country and the only team that doesn't have a loss and keep it within 14, they only lost by 8, but keep it within 14 points the entire game, you're on to something. I think if Penn State and Oregon go at it again, I think it will be a much closer game. I don't think it'll be a 45-37 barn burner.
So if we saying that if Penn State gonna beat SMU, they're gonna beat Boise State.
Oh fuck no, Boise State's got them.
No, it's and honestly,
That's gonna be a hell of a game.
I'm gonna have
Right?
a game though.
it's going to be a good game, but the run stoppage is one of their weaknesses against a potential against the Heisman.
I watch my
candidate.
boys play,
He's
and
going
they
to run
couldn't
it
stop.
down their throat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Penn State's going to
Oh.
run it down Penn State.
No, Boise's going to run it down Penn State's throat.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Boise will. Absolutely.
I would like to make a proposition that whoever loses first in the playoffs gets to play the Las Vegas Raiders, and then they can earn a spot in the NFL, and the Raiders have to take their spot in college.
That's XFL. The St. Louis Battlehawks have already agreed to play the Raiders in the XFL NFL annual matchup.
Hey, so if
That
we're
was a
saying
battle
so if we're saying that Indiana is gonna beat Notre Dame, Indiana
I
will
didn't
beat-
say that. You said that. Don't be putting words
I
in
said
your
that.
mouth.
Well, let me ask you this, Ando. Can either one of these teams beat Georgia?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
It doesn't
Okay.
matter.
No.
Okay.
No.
Not at all.
Indiana will beat
I was
Notre
gonna-
Dame when the Mariners win a World Series. Let's say that.
Bro.
All right. So we're saying. All right.
I
So
don't think that's.
all right. So we're saying
Notre
that
Dame ain't that
Texas.
good.
So we're saying that Texas is going to beat Clemson. Can Texas beat Arizona State?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would say
They
the
got-
winner of
I think
Clemson,
so.
Texas
I
beats,
think so.
beats
Arizona State is better than they're getting credit for, and that's
Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
how they're recovering post the destruction of that program. That was it?
Yeah,
Herman
but
Edwards.
Herman.
Well,
Herman
Arizona State, teams like Arizona State, and teams like Arkansas, when Arkansas has a good run, Arizona State is kind of like if you had a college football bracket, they'd be like Gonzaga. where you
Yeah.
think they're actually
You-
going to do well and then they
Amber.
disappoint you.
Amber, I'm feeling personally attacked by you today, sir. Look, just because
As you
told me
should
that
be.
I got signed by the New York Mets doesn't mean you have to hate me, okay? I
Hey,
was
what?
going to bring you on as part of my staff. You know, Donald Trump helps his friends. I was going to help you. Now, fuck you now. Enjoy
Yeah,
your Uber
now you
driving.
know how
bitch.
it feels when your friends pick on you.
Oh,
We
Hey,
did.
Andrew's beard is angry.
real quick. So we're saying Ohio State's got Tennessee.
I think
Yeah.
I said
I
Tennessee.
think
You
I
said
think
Tennessee.
Tennessee's
Can
got
either one of
that.
these teams?
Wait, I
I don't
thought
think
Ohio
either one
State
of
was
them
playing
beat Oregon.
Texas, according to Ando.
Can either one of these teams? Can either one of those teams beat Oregon?
Nope.
I say no.
Yes.
I don't
I
think
We
so.
all lost to them by
I
a
said
point.
yes.
Oregon.
We
I said that
lost
with
to
the
them by a
quickness.
fucking
Oh my God.
point.
Yeah.
We
I
can
think
beat
Tennessee
them.
would give
Ohio
Oregon a
State can hang
fight.
with Oregon. Absolutely.
I watched that entire game.
Both-
It just
both
went back and
teams
forth
give it a
the
fight.
entire game.
I don't think Tennessee would go down easy like that.
All right,
Well,
real quick.
Problem with
Monday-
Oregon is they'll have a commanding lead, and then there'll be some sort of bongo drum circle at halftime, and they'll decide to give half their points to the opposing team, and then they'll end up losing.
Real quick.
Except Oregon ain't lost all year, bro. They're the only team
Yep.
in college football that hasn't lost yet.
Yep. Real quick. Monday Night Football update. We're about to hit the NFL. Monday Night Football update. It's tied 20-20 in the fourth quarter. Cincinnati and Dallas. Cincinnati, y'all need to win this game
I don't give a
Please,
shit.
dude.
Why?
Damn.
because I can't stand Dallas.
Joe
Fuck
Burrow
Dallas.
deserves to get more wins than he's getting. That's why
Yeah.
I want
Joe
Cincinnati.
Burrow deserves to go to a team that can Joe Burrow be a Raider so we can win more than 2 games?
Not with
I
that
would-
roster, he's not winning.
I don't know that Joe Burrow
I
wants
was
to
gonna
have
say,
to
he
face
won't
Patrick
win in
Mahomes freshman
Texas.
year.
All right. We got my girl Erica here. And I got to get this since we move over to the NFL. I got to get this from
Don't do
Erica.
it, Will. Don't do it.
I got to.
Can't.
What's it,
Don't do it,
Erica?
bro.
Erica, I love you. I do. But I got to get your thoughts.
Yeah, I see
Minnesota-
John over there getting loose in this conversation.
Minnesota.
Man,
Minnesota-
No, I gotta stretch my bones sometimes.
Minnesota.
I'm sure.
Minnesota defeated the Atlanta Falcons 42-21. Real quick, I think you posted it, Erica, that they're gonna stick with Kirk Cousins. Oh my God.
Honestly, and that is the dumbest thing. Listen, just put him as backup QB. He'll be the highest paid backup QB.
Newsflash: the Mets signed Kirk Cousins to $400 million.
But you also don't know what Penix could possibly do. We're
That's true.
literally at the point of potentially losing the conference. You have to do something. Stop putting in the dude that clearly can't do shit.
I mean, I'm just waiting for the memes because what's Kirk Cousins' catchphrase? You like that? No, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't like that at all.
Let me go over to John. Let me go over to John real quick because John is a Minnesota. Man, John loves the Vikings. John, what was your takeaway of your team this weekend?
Wow,
The
Evan.
Falcons defense was on cocaine. They had that Michael Irvin in the locker room.
Come on,
he
John.
went-
Get it
Their
all out.
defense was just nowhere to be fucking
John,
found.
is
We
Minnesota
threw the ball
notorious-
downfield like we never have all year.
John, is Minnesota notorious for their prostitutions? Is that why Atlanta just got caught off guard because they didn't know that Minnesota
guess
had
so, man.
prostitutes?
We set
He
him
done-
up,
he done-
took him
he-
down
he-
to the
hey,
booty
Hit a
club.
hit state lines with that shit.
And
And,
I feel like you have a personal vendetta against me tonight as well. What the
Oh,
hell?
no. I love you, boo. I'm sorry.
Hey,
I still love Minnesota. It has my favorite meme because it's the Lions. It's like a proper golfer, and the Lions are like 12-1, our best season ever. And Minnesota is like John Daly, and he's flicking a cigarette at him. It's like Minnesota with Sam Darnold with 1 win behind.
all right, I gotta go. I gotta go to Kyle on this one. And Kyle is gonna have a field day with this. That's why I gotta go to him. The Eagles hold on to beat the Carolina Panthers 22-16. Y'all should have lost that fucking game. I ain't gonna say here and lie. Oh damn, Xavier Leggett throwing a fucking
He's done.
dropping a damn
Worry about that.
touchdown.
Their ass. I kept hearing, you hear this every week. They got the best receiver duo. This man threw for 107 yards yesterday.
Mhm.
107 yards.
That's why I'm bad.
That's all Hurts threw for was 107.
Vulture and touchdowns from Saquon.
He ran well. That tush push. I think he just like getting his ass touched.
Probably. I mean, he is from Alabama, so
Oh shit! No, he didn't. No, he didn't. I'm sorry.
But if you looked at it on paper, you would have thought the Eagles would have blew them out. But mind you, Carolina played
Kansas City
Kansas
well.
City tough. They played
Yep.
the Bucks tough.
Yep.
So they had a nice little stretch, but
Yeah.
they struggled against the Carolina Panthers. And my older brother's a diehard Eagles fan. He put up on Facebook last week. Matter of fact, Thursday night, there's no way that Detroit would be able to go up and down the field. And from what I saw yesterday, Detroit will go up and down the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, they would. Yeah, they would.
It's Carolina.
I mean, only thing is, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say Carolina is a tougher team. They are just not quite there yet, but there are a lot of pieces on that roster.
Yeah,
but
they're missing like one. They're missing a. I would argue to say that I think Bryce Young's benching has kind of cleared his momentum. He's playing like a much better quarterback.
Better. He's playing better. He's playing more loose.
It doesn't help that Jonathan Brooks suffered another torn ACL in his right knee. You get a dependable running game behind him and get somebody to complement Adam Thielen.
Yeah,
that's a good offense.
Chuba Hubbard's all right, but
I don't think he's the answer though.
Yeah, I
So on Saturday night, on Saturday night, I was doing my part as a good Catholic, going to each bar and making sure everybody was home in time to wake up for church in the morning. You know, I wasn't drinking or anything like that. So I sat down with my water of life, and this guy goes, "I did it." I was like, "What'd you do?" And it was one of those Ghostbusters things, like, "What did you do, Ray?" He was like, "I just dropped a G down. Philly's going to cover the spread." I was like, "The spread's 12, you fucking moron." He was like, "What does that mean?" I was like, "That means you're an errant fumble and a field goal away from losing $1,000. He was like, "Actually, it's 1,500. I bet the over."
No.
I was like, oh. And I said, "Listen, if you're going to throw your money around, buy me some water."
I got.
Okay? Buy a round of water for the whole bar. I got like 15 other bars to visit, make sure everyone's up for church, and you're sitting here throwing away $1,500 on a stupid ass bet. You know, and I called. I was like, Carolina gonna lose by 5 now just to piss you off.
Hey, I got a question.
That was close. It was 6.
I got a question.
No,
about the, I got a question. I got a question about the AFC North. As good as Russell Wilson's playing, he ain't my favorite quarterback in that division. You know what my favorite quarterback in that division is?
Please say Joe Burrow.
Lamar Jackson.
Jameis.
First off, hold on, Will.
Jameis.
I got a bone to pick with you. Will,
Get it, Kyle.
Will been slandering Russ for a long time. I think this stems from the whole being married to Sierra thing. Will's kind of
Sierra.
Oh, he likes Sierra. I don't like Sierra like that.
Will's kind of a hater. He refers to Russ as Sierra.
Yeah,
You know what? I think the Sierra hate has died down ever since T Swizzle entered the fray.
That don't even sound right coming from you.
like
that don't even sound right coming from you, bro.
The Swifties took over the NFL, and all of us were like, "Man, we've been cursing the wrong person. Sierra ain't so bad now."
7. Is it just me, or do people come up with reasons to hate the Chiefs? Taylor is a nice individual, and people hate her because she's dating a Chief.
I mean,
Taylor Swift is the oldest looking young lady I ever seen in my life.
You know,
Taylor Swift looks like a grandma dressed up like a young lady.
Ando, what kind of horrible person pays out $197 million in bonuses above salaried and other guaranteed pay to her employees over the course of just 2 years?
I can name someone. Taylor
That's
Swift.
A horrible person.
Hold on.
Horrible person.
Nobody said she was a horrible person.
Wait a minute.
But people
no
hate
one said
because
she was a horrible
No, I did.
Kyle.
I totally did.
Let Kyle get this in. Let Kyle get this in. Go ahead, Kyle.
Wait a goddamn minute.
John's over here.
How much money she gives her goddamn employees?
I'm looking.
We had to sit through her insufferable face all last season. Every time Travis
she got old lady face. It's weird.
Diabolical.
We had to sit through that shit. They showed Taylor Swift do the walk into the arena like the football players do. I was fucking done.
That the dumbest thing.
And honestly, not to go completely off the rails here, but if you put her and Brie Larson together, you still would have but one half of an ass.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. That's so true.
Yep.
That's so true. Because she ain't got no ass. That's so true.
All right. Well, what game we got next?
You can buy one.
All right, so I did want to go in because James was my favorite quarterback in that because he's got to be the most entertaining quarterback out there.
That is Reverend Winston, sir.
Yeah, Reverend Winston.
Yeah.
I said it the other. I said it yesterday because I was at my nephew's birthday party. I was like, I want Cleveland to be good enough, just enough for Jameis Winston to keep his job because these speeches are legendary.
Don't forget don't forget, y'all. We eating W's. We eating W's.
Whoa. You know what Jameis does real well because he was part of that Saints organization? He looks past the results.
Yep.
Oh, shit. And he took it to the Browns.
Yeah, he did.
You know, the Browns were one game.
Wait a minute. This just in. The Mets have signed Jameis Winston.
As this preach
$600 million.
Damn, $600 million.
Hey, real quick, Ambrose.
They hired him to be a motivational speaker.
Exactly.
That deal that the Mets gave me, is that all up front, or do I got to wait 10 years?
You're gonna be the on-field chaplain.
It's not the Dodgers, so it's not deferred.
Okay, cool.
It's not deferred, but apparently, like Steve Cohen put it in the fine print. You're gonna have to do like double shifts at a massage parlor or something. You know, some seedy business. It's New York. I feel bad for you, dude.
What? What? Hey, real quick.
You and Sparky tag teaming.
The Dolphins beat
coming home.
The Dolphins beat the Jets 32-26.
Do we expect anything different? It's Aaron fucking Rodgers.
Is it time for Aaron Rodgers to hang that shit up?
Seven, what did you say?
Phone up and don't call back.
No.
Aaron Rodgers is probably going to explore a career in baseball. Guess who's going to sign him?
No. And here's why Aaron Rodgers needs to stay on the Jets as long as possible. Because New York City has lived in torture for the last 23 years of 9/11. If Aaron Rodgers can shit the bed for at least one more season, the entire city of New York will have something that is jet related that is finally more depressing than 9/11.
That's deep.
Yeah, you know, I'm sitting here trying to control myself.
I don't know, man. The Knicks had a good run.
We're busting out 9/11.
So, just saying.
I'm sorry. The worst 9/11 joke I still heard was when Brady downed Drew Bledsoe on the roast of Tom Brady.
Oh, that was so good.
That was a fuck. And being a Bledsoe fan, that hurt, dude.
Oh, God.
Why were you a Bledsoe fan?
Because he graduated from Washington State, and I was living up in the Connecticut area when he got drafted by the Patriots.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm a Notre Dame fan, and Rick Meyer came out of there, and he sucked.
Yeah, because he's Rick fucking Meyer.
Jesus.
Rick fucking Meyer.
Hey,
you couldn't say the Chicago Bears.
Did anybody watch the highlights of that Minnesota Golden State Warriors game yesterday?
No.
When,
I mean, it's the NBA. If LeBron's not involved, we don't talk about it on this show.
When Draymond took Rudy Gobert to school and dunked on his
I saw the ISO. It was hilarious.
Rudy Gobert is trash.
And Rudy let Steph Curry set a fucking screen on him.
Yep.
And Draymond went right to the basket and dunked.
Yep. Trash. Straight trash.
Ran away just like this. All the way down the field. Looking at Rudy.
Straight trash.
You're fucking Rudy poo.
y'all need to address Rudy by his proper name. Future LA Lakers player Rudy Gobert.
I still think Rudy Gobert sounds like a bad guy in an 80s movie. And
it's a Bond.
He's like that weird white guy with unusually blonde hair that takes over like a ski resort.
And goes on a darkness.
That's where I see this going now.
What?
I said that clearly sells a shitload of cocaine because that's where I feel like this story's going now.
Well, I mean, I'm on an 80s movie kick because my mall is falling apart here, and now they have 2 gyms occupying the anchor stores, and I've seen at least 5 80 movies with that subplot, so I'm waiting for it.
Y'all remember this day back in 2004? Tracy McGrady put up 13 points in 35 seconds. Y'all remember that?
Rockets beat the Spurs, baby.
I remember.
I remember Reggie Miller doing that better.
I remember Tracy McGrady getting called.
Yeah, when he played the Knicks, crushed my dreams.
I remember Tracy McGrady getting called T-Mac and that turning into my entire sophomore year being called T-Glad by all the fucking football and basketball players.
They called you what?
Because T-Mac, T-Glad sounds like T-Mac. Like,
no, it doesn't.
Okay. Football players. Listen, I'm gonna say it slower this time.
That's like not even the same scheme.
I'm gonna say
like,
it
I can see if
slower
there's
this time.
like T-Mac.
I understand that in the Northeast and the oxygen is different over there.
Damn.
Football players and basketball players made this decision. High school.
So there was a lot of concussions involved.
Yes, and they were all white, by the way. I guess I should probably throw that part in there too.
Well, you got to be racist. Why can't a black guy have a concussion?
Yo, yeah, seriously. Why can't a black guy come up with a bad rhyme?
Antonio Brown.
Vontaze Burfict gave it to him.
No, Burfict is the one giving the white guy a concussion, dude.
Burfict gave it to him. He hit that man so hard.
Have you guys been seeing that video around of the slap power women's championships where that chick gets slapped and it changes her ethnicity?
From Asian to Russian?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then she kisses like she's like, no, sir.
Hey, real quick, I do want to say shout out to Chris Paul. I ain't the biggest Chris Paul guy per se. I ain't bad as Zoe, but
I ain't hating on my boy. He's from my city. So
he surpassed Jason Kidd for second in career assists. So shout out to you, Chris
He's been
Paul.
playing for 20
Been
goddamn
playing
years.
98 years.
damn.
Let me ask
Just
you-
in, the agent for Juan Soto has finally been identified. It is, man, I haven't seen this guy in a while. It is the Hamburglar.
Damn.
The Hamburglar.
I was about to say
Soto's agent.
Juan Soto's agent must be Kirk Cousins' agent.
I thought his agent might have been Bobby Bonilla. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, like I bet the Mets front office was probably like, I'm so tired of being made fun of because of Bobby Bonilla. If only there were a way to just shut everyone up about Bobby Bonilla.
Now
Hey,
they
look, this
just
guy
did
won
it.
$765 million.
Now they
Let's do
just
that.
freaking did it.
And
real quick-
and then Robinson Cano's suspension ends. So now the Mets owe Robinson Cano $40 million over the next 2 years.
Well, and then if you add to it, what was it, 7? If Soto's there for 4 years, he then gets like $4 million a year or something added to his pay.
Oh,
That's
okay. So,
diabolical.
okay, so the
Diabolical.
the advertised value of this deal, $765 million. That does not include the $75 million signing bonus that Juan Soto gets just for signing this fucking contract. And then in 2029, there is a player opt-out. The Mets can void that player opt-out if they would like by giving him a raise that takes the average annual value of his contract from $51 million to $54 million.
I don't like deals like this, and the reason why I don't like deals like this is it hurts you in the long run.
Well,
Did anyone learn from A-Rod in the 90s? Did anyone like
The Mariners did. They haven't signed anybody to that contract yet.
I mean, I'm just saying deals like this. I'm just saying deals like this
Ambrose,
hurt
watch
you.
your mouth about Seattle, bro. It's one of the most
Why? It
beautiful
sucks.
places when
It's
it
like
rains.
England in the U.S. You go there,
All I
it's
got to
cloudy,
say,
it rains,
hey,
food's
hey,
terrible.
Hey, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Look, King County, all right, but when Jordan went up there, he made that bitch the Jordan Key Arena.
Yep, he did.
Don't forget
Because
that he
it's
made that
Michael
bitch the
fucking
Jordan
Yeah,
Key
because
Arena.
Sean Kemp kept getting drunk and missing games.
Yo, Will, we can remove Ambrose from the podcast at some point, right? We can just mute him and kick
He
him
ain't
off.
missed no games in that series. What you talking about?
The
Kemp played the whole way through. Kemp ain't
Kemp-
played.
Dennis Rodman
Kemp should
did
be a
those
Hall of
games. He
Famer.
was just
Kemp
fine.
is
He
probably
was
the
just
biggest
Dennis Rodman was a
disappointment in
functional.
90s basketball.
Dennis Rodman was a functional addict. He was out there. he was
Sean
out there
Kemp
high
should
as a
be in the Hall of Fame right now. He's probably the biggest disappointment to come out of the 90s as far as basketball goes.
I got some more people I can put up there. I got some more people I can put up there. I got some more people I can put up there besides Sean.
Hey, but on a side note, back to NFL, John, that celly of white chicks,
Yeah.
that was amazing.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I meant to mention that, but I wasn't trying to praise you at the moment. But we
It
move
was.
forward, so I'll be friendly.
I appreciate it.
Hey, Erica, good news. Your Falcons only have to take on the Vikings once this year. That's it. The tormenting is over.
Why are you going after my girl like that?
He
I'm
wasn't.
just letting her know it's okay. She can
Yeah,
go to
Will,
sleep.
you better
She can
stand
sleep
up for your
peacefully now.
girl.
Why are you
Yo.
going after
Now,
my
I
girl
was
like
gonna
that?
say, now you want to stick up for me. He's
Hold up
I'm
now.
a Texas fan.
Hold up now.
He's
Will.
been attacking me
Hold
this
up
whole
now.
time. Now
Hold
you
up now.
want to
He fed up.
Because the
Look at him
NFL,
with
the
it.
football
He's had
season is the
I'm
only
with
enough.
it. I'm saying something.
football season is the only season that
I'm
Randall
sticking up for
has.
my
You
boo.
know how
I'm sticking
depressing
up
is
for
the
my
only
boo.
Mariners fan?
Yeah.
I'm sticking up for my boo.
Yeah.
You're an hour late.
I'm
Yeah.
sticking
You're
up for
an
my
hour
boo.
late.
Better late than never, damn it.
This is why we get
I'm like
divorced.
Jalen Hurts. Better late than never.
This is
Just
why
like
we
Jalen.
get
Better
divorced.
late than never.
You
I
don't
mean,
even know
honestly,
what
though,
that
it's
That
tough.
motherfucker ain't
is
do
why we
shit
get
yesterday.
divorced.
That
Erica,
motherfucker ain't do shit yesterday.
It's
Hey,
tough for
well,
Randall when
dude.
the football season ends. Being the only Mariners fan is like a really hard job.
I can find it 10 minutes to knock that
Ken Griffey's gone. He ain't coming back, buddy.
no,
Damn it!
no,
Why
here's
you gotta
that-
mention Ken Griffey?
Because he's gone. He ain't coming
Damn it! Why
back.
you gotta
Time to
mention
move on.
Griffey? Oh man, Griffey hurt, man. Man, come on now. Don't do that to Ken Griffey.
You
Don't
know
do that to
why?
my boy.
Because I respect Ken Griffey, but he is
Don't do
the
that to
only
my boy.
player that was talented enough to tell the Yankees to go fuck themselves.
Ken Griffey Jr. did it too.
I'm talking about. I meant Junior.
Yeah.
No, I was about to say, I need to specify.
Yeah.
His
but
dad
both of them
played
are
for the
awesome.
Yankees. Junior
Hey.
told him to go fuck themselves. He
Hey,
said, if
real
you're the
quick.
only he told George Steinbrenner, he said, if you're the only guy that's going to sign me, I'll retire tomorrow.
Yep.
LeBron misses his
Well,
first game.
a lot of that had to stem because his dad wanted to play for the Yankees, and the Yankees talked so much shit about
No, what it was is his dad did play for the Yankees.
Yeah, his dad.
And
he did.
the
Okay.
Yankees had a thing where they'd let the kids take batting practice. And Greg Nettles had his kid out there. And when Ken Griffey brought Junior out there, and this was, I'm not defending Steinbrenner on this. It was a fucking abhorrent thing to do. But he told Griffey to get his kid off the field and let Nettles' his kid take batting practice. And Junior remembered that. And he said when he makes the majors that he'll play for 29 teams. New York is the only team he'll never sign with.
And he seemed to save his best baseball against the Yankees, too.
Hey, real quick, let me ask y'all this. The Lions still the best team in the league?
Yeah.
They have to be.
I mean, with the way that Philly's
Yeah.
falling down. Don't get me wrong. I still think it's Kansas City Super Bowl to win. But
Of course you do.
I was gonna say the same
I-
thing.
Like,
devil magic
I
aside.
really like this team that Patrick Mahomes, but I don't think they're
But you
going to
know
do
what,
it.
though?
Like,
All
But
right,
you know
all right,
what?
Chris
But-
Collinsworth, get Patrick Mahomes' stick out of your mouth, bro.
But you know what though? I think I see where Ando is going because
See,
both teams because Kansas I think Kansas City has a depth issue. If anyone gets hurt outside of the running back spot, if anybody gets hurt,
Kansas City's problem is their left and right tackle.
Yep.
That is their problem.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes, he was just getting sacked.
Patrick Mahomes was getting
One of the
attacked. like
fucking
he was sitting
tackles
the
on the
fucking
ground. He couldn't even skate.
I'm sorry.
Ooh,
Lions
no,
over
he didn't
Ravens.
say that. Ooh.
Evan.
Ooh, bring me the McChicken says Lion over Ravens in the Super Bowl.
I will agree with the line. I think coming out of the NFC, it's either going to be the Lions or the Eagles. If the Eagles
Lions.
I'm
the
leaning
Lions.
towards Lions. But if the Eagles can fix that passing bullshit that they call a passing offense fixed,
They're losing.
And
See,
they
No, and I can't believe I'm
Cassidy
saying
ain't gonna
this.
happen. Cassidy ain't gonna
I
happen.
can't believe I'm saying this.
Oh my
but if it's not
God.
the Lions, if it's not the Lions, I really think if the Vikings can pull this off with Sam Darnold and be this good, I wouldn't sleep on them when the playoffs hit.
What has to happen? Somebody has to knock Philly off in order for Minnesota to even make it to the Super Bowl. Somebody has to knock Philly off.
And that's
Real quick.
doable.
I
Real
think
quick,
we can
y'all.
take
I mean,
Philly.
at this
Real
point
quick,
right now,
y'all.
it would be
John, don't do that. You've seen them in prime time, man. You've seen the losses year after year after year.
Real
I
quick,
had.
y'all. Real quick, y'all.
Which
Eric
is
is
why I
about
think we can take Philly.
real quick,
This
y'all. Eric
this
said-
secondary we got hurts to throw some picks.
Yo, what if it's Minnesota? What if it's Minnesota versus Buffalo, both in their 5th Super Bowl and fighting not to lose a 5th Super Bowl?
Nobody asked you, Ambrose.
go sit in the corner.
real quick. Erica's gonna have to go. Eric, you got any last word you want to say until you before you go?
I mean, I wish the Falcons would make a way better decision than what they're doing. I think the Mets are absolutely fucking stupid for paying Soto that amount of money when all he is a fucking fielder and a batter. He doesn't deserve that money.
Well, isn't that what every player is, to be fair?
No,
and
but listen.
The only reason that Evan says Lion over Ravens is because San Fran can't do anything this year.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Yeah. And here's the thing.
San Fran has a football team.
So many people compare the Juan Soto deal with the Shohei Ohtani deal. And here's why I'm going to tell you why it is absolutely stupid to justify giving Juan Soto that money because Shohei got it. First of all, the economic impact that Shohei Ohtani has rivals Taylor Swift. And that is actually empirical.
That's the casinos alone.
And the situation is such because in the 2 years since Shohei Ohtani signed with the LA Dodgers, the LA Dodgers have secured over $1 billion in value in partnerships and endorsements from Japanese and Japanese affiliated companies in the U.S. just in that time frame, just since Shohei Ohtani signed, including huge ass brands like Toyo Tires. Several big Japanese manufacturing companies are also in on this. The impact that Shohei Ohtani has had on the LA Dodgers organization.
Can I ask a question of being serious? Is that why, like, I had to get new tires the other day? Is that why they were trying to push Toyo on me?
I don't know, but probably. Well, but Toyo actually makes a good tire, at least in my.
No, I've never heard of them before, but they were like, "Hey, we got these tires in." I was just wondering.
They've been around for a minute. I've had a couple of sets of Toyo tires that lasted me a lot longer than they should have. But Shohei Ohtani generates that kind of revenue for a team. 9 figures, and this is empirical data. Now we look at Juan Soto. Juan Soto is 26. This is a 15-year deal. There's no way.
Damn, 26. He looks like he's 37.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like one of those Little League World Series things. He could be 40, but we don't know.
But it's that bench warmers thing. He hands out his birth certificate. I am 5 years old.
But this is the thing, though. He's 26. It's a 15-year deal. He turned down a 16-year, $760 million deal from the Yankees. So
I still contend that the Yankees did that to fucking shit the market.
In truth, this was all about money. It was always about money for Soto. And what happens time and time again across professional sports, and this isn't just a baseball thing, across professional sports, when you have players that are just about the money, they have the talent, but they are just about the money. What happens as soon as they get paid?
They play like shit.
Drops.
What was that? Who was the guy? Albert Hainsworth.
Oh dear God!
Shit.
Oh yes.
Holy shit!
What incentive does Juan Soto?
Marcus Russell?
No, that was his rookie deal. That doesn't count.
That was his rookie deal. So that wasn't.
That was just him. That's just him.
Yo, Jamarcus Russell bought a lot of purple drink with that money.
They were the same size. I'm just saying.
But
I'm just kidding.
He has no incentive because he goes from the most difficult sports media area of New York to quite possibly the softest because nobody has any expectations of the fucking Mets. So they definitely don't get the same type of heat that Yankees players do when they're sitting on the podium.
That's where the junior reporters go when they're not qualified to deal with the Yankees.
Exactly. The fans aren't going to be near as aggressive or as vocal or anything like that. So he gets to sit there nice and quiet. And in 5 years, when he wants that pay raise, he's going to opt out. And Mets are going to say, you're not going anywhere because they've already, at that point, they will have already invested almost $260 million into Juan Soto, or over 260 when you factor in the $75 million sign. They'll be in over 300 million at that point. You have to write it out unless you get somebody else that's going to take him and absorb a brick of the contract.
I mean, and expanding on what Tony just said, because everything he said is on the money. On top of that, you're comparing with Ohtani and Soto, you're comparing apples to bowling balls. With Ohtani, talent-wise, you got a six-tool player, which is ultra rare. The last six-tool player before him was like Babe Ruth.
Yeah, that's
You've got a guy that can hit for average, hit for power, field, run for speed,
pitch,
and steal base, and yeah, he's a six-tool player. Because five-tool players, pitching's a six-tool. There's not a price you can really put on that. For a guy that hits 40 home runs and can barely take right field, there's a market price for that. And it's not $700 million.
Why is a career 285 hitter getting $700 million over 15 years?
And what it does is, and what this is gonna do is it's gonna completely fuck the free agent market. I don't know if any of you remember, Tony, you probably remember because you're a huge baseball guy. Kevin Brown, when the Dodgers paid him, like back then, it was like the equivalent to this deal to be a pitcher.
Right.
And there's a show called Arliss, and it's hard to find now. HBO kind of buried it. It's not on Max.
It's on if anybody has access to Tubi, it's on there.
Is it?
Oh,
everybody. So you'll know the scene I'm about to talk about because Arliss is a sports agent for the people watching.
What's the other John? First and 10. That shit used to come on when I was like 12.
Because Arliss was a sports agent. He was played by Robert Wool. And there's it's like a dead-on accurate scene when the Kevin Brown deal goes through. And Arliss is like, who the fuck is Kevin Brown? $200 million. This just made my job exponentially harder. It's like, watch. 5, 4, 3, 2, Roger Clemens. And it's Roger Clemens on the phone with Arliss. He's like, you see what Brown made? I'm worth a lot more than $200 million, Arliss. He's like, I'm on it. And then it cuts to like Steinbrenner. 5, 4, hey, Arliss.
No, this is the thing. This messes up the market for so many players because, I mean, look at Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso hits better than Juan Soto.
And he's coming to Washington.
And Pete Alonso plays first base better than Juan Soto as a fielder. So are you telling me that now the team that signs Pete Alonso is going to have to give him $55 to $60 million a year to play first base for the next 5 years until it's time for him to retire?
Well, the front runner is Washington, and I can tell you unequivocally because I live down here and they don't have that money, and it's not going to happen.
Exactly. So it completely breaks the market in an irrational way because especially when you factor in that none of this money is deferred. So this gives the team no chance to try and make it back. Because like with Shohei's money, what they're doing is they're taking that deferred money and investing it. And then they're getting that $68 million back on investments that's sitting in the account when they have to show that it's there. And then they're taking that money back and investing that. So they're just building their future financial portfolio off of it. They're already making money off of that money that they're going to have to pay Shohei. They can't do that with what's happening to with Soto's contract.
Yeah, because the deferred contracts goes back all the way to that started in the USFL, like Jim Kelly and Steve Young, because the league was so volatile, they took deferred contracts and annuities, and I think Steve Young is still getting paid by the United States Football League. He still gets a check every year through like 2035. It's the way to go. But if you're just going to give this guy the money up front, I mean, I don't. And there, in my opinion, $700 million, you could get a pitching staff, you could get a solid infield, you could get a guy that hits the home runs that Soto hits.
Yeah. This is why I kept saying I didn't want Boston to sign Soto. When I heard the numbers going up that high, I was out because, and especially now I've seen statements from Craig Breslow, the chief baseball officer for the Red Sox, saying that they are looking more short-term. They are going to start spending money. So this does give me hope that we're going to see a resurgence of what you would expect to see from the perennial powerhouse clubs of Major League Baseball, like the Red Sox, who haven't been spending over the last 5 years because they've been dumping salary and Chris Sale's medical bills.
And honestly, what does this do for the established players in the Mets clubhouse? Like,
Right.
if he signed that deal with, if he actually took the deal the Yankees offered him, which I don't think would happen because I think the Yankees knew he wasn't going to sign with them. I think they just threw that out there to fuck the Mets over. I honestly do.
They knew Steve Cohen decided I'm getting Juan Soto, and so they're going to make him pay as much as possible.
That is a very Steinbrenner thing to do. Yes.
Oh yeah.
And I really think that they did that. And because what happens if he signs an almost $1 billion contract? Aaron Judge is the captain. He's making $300 million.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a scoring update.
Yep.
50-something seconds. Bengals up 27-20.
Yes.
God.
Let's go.
Good for the Bengals. They should not lose to the Cowboys. They are better than them.
It's good because it's Joe Burrow's last game as a Bengal. The Mets have just signed him to a $6 billion contract.
Oh, shit. Another thing. 7. I got a correction.
Okay.
Arliss is on Max.
Okay.
Is it? Did they put it on? Did they put it on Max? Because I've been looking for it.
I had it on my list for like a year. It's been on there for a while.
Really? They buried it. I haven't been able to find. All right, I'm going to check it out. I love that show. I'm going to check it out tonight.
All right, you guys.
Hold on.
Well,
couple of things in baseball. Where did it go? I want to look at this. Oh, okay. A couple of things. First of all, winter meetings starts today. So you're going to see a flurry of signings this week. I'll try to keep the Sports Report Facebook page updated as much as possible. But I have a regular job too, so I can't make any promises. Next week, we are going to have my buddy Craig Newton on with us. He used to write features for MLB Trading Card Magazine. He was a credentialed MLB reporter covering both the Giants and the A's in the 80s and 90s. So this man's
you finally he finally got, because we were going to have him on a while ago.
Yeah, I finally got him to land in. He's going to come in next week. We're going to talk about the wrap up of the winter meeting and start to get everybody ready for the turn of the baseball podcast, which will still be called, because fuck the Dodgers, podcast name deferred, will come back for the 2025 baseball season. More details will come out on that closer to time after the first of the year.
Since me and you have opposing views on how the A's handled their situation, can he weigh in on that next week?
Oh, he's got a lot of information on that. I'll let him tear loose on that. He's got a huge amount of experience with that organization, and he also has a lot of friends that were season ticket holders with that organization. So he's got a lot of great insight on the entire breakdown of that. And
all right, maybe he'll change my mind.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We got to pay some bills before we get out of here. So we're gonna do a couple of things here. Then we'll be right back for final thoughts.
Ando, you got to pay them bills. Turn your camera off.
And then we'll get on out of here. We'll be right back, guys.
National Streaming Sports is brought to you in part by BetUs.com, designed for true fans. NFL odds, Week 1 and futures, college football odds, including Heisman Trophy favorites and playoff odds, NBA odds of division winners and playoffs, Major League Baseball playoff and World Series odds, the National Hockey League Conference playoffs and Stanley Cup odds, and boxing wagers. Betting opportunities include versus the spreads and outright winners, also during the game. Use our link on our website, nessp.info, the Bet Us Opportunities webpage, for a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. Must be 21 years old, and remember, bet responsibly.
Football season is here, and SeatGeek is my go-to for buying tickets. Now with SeatGeek, every single ticket is backed with their buyer guarantee. We've all had plans change, and when you can't make it to the big game, SeatGeek has you covered. They're the only ticketer that allows you to return your tickets ahead of the event for credit with SeatGeek swaps. So when things come up, I know that my tickets won't go to waste. So what are you waiting for? Download the SeatGeek app to maximize your possibilities and shop live events with confidence.
All right, let's go ahead and start bringing everybody back so we get final thoughts. Get on out of here, and then we're going to get on out of here for the night. Let's see here real quick. 19 seconds left, fourth quarter, 27-20. There we go.
Cowboys turnover on down, so the Cincinnati Bengals are going to win it. It's actually showing official on the app that they won 27-20.
Yes, sir.
Which is
All
good
right.
because
Kyle, I got to ask before we close out, where'd you get that hat, man?
I got this from Exclusive Fitteds. I got it in 2022.
Because I have the black hat with Wahoo on it. I don't have the patches though. Yeah, I've never seen that one before. I like it.
All right, let's go ahead and final thoughts. Let me go with John. John, what's your final thoughts, bro?
Well, you're gonna enjoy this. And we was talking about college football. That big-eared, I'll fly away fucking Paul Feinbaum.
fucking Paul Feinbaum.
This motherfucker still think Bama should have been in the goddamn playoff. No, they should. Half-ass headed motherfucker, man. Look at him.
So, John, you're okay with
man.
the teams that made it then, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
With the
I
exception
mean,
of
I
Army,
didn't think Clemson should have got in with 3 losses either. But Bama
That's
should have
Clemson
got
have 3 losses.
in with the way they lost. No.
I thought
Hell
Clemson
no.
only had 2.
Clemson got 3 after. I think Clemson got 3.
I think Clemson has 2. Let me double check, man.
Did they have 2?
Clemson lost to SMU, didn't they?
Yeah, Clemson has 3 losses.
Yeah,
their
so that
3
was their
losses-
3rd loss. That's what I thought. Yeah.
So Clemson's 3 losses. They lost to South Carolina to end the season. Then they lost to Louisville, and then they lost to
SMU.
SMU. It just
Georgia
happened.
to kick off the season. They lost to Georgia to kick off the season. They won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row, ended up losing to Louisville, and then they ended up losing to South Carolina to end the season. But they beat SMU in the ACC title game.
Ah, okay. Got
That
it.
was going back and forth. I laughed.
But
I thought
yeah.
SMU won.
I was holding that in. Will, I know you can't stand that motherfucker either.
I can't stand it.
So
Yeah, no, I think,
that's my final thought. He need to kick rocks at the bottom of the ocean as well.
The argument that I would make is I think Miami should be in over Alabama. And the only reason that is because Alabama has 2, or Miami has 2 losses. The 2
And-
losses Alabama had was to Georgia Tech and to Syracuse. Both are playoff.
My argument is I think Washington should be in to play Notre Dame, so Notre Dame can at least advance 1 round.
Hell, Colorado got
Washington
robbed.
State. Washington
Colorado
State.
got robbed.
7 year muted.
I'll make that argument.
Colorado got robbed.
How many losses did Army have?
1.
Army
They
should
lost
be
to Notre Dame.
Army should be
And
in.
they're-
Army should. Army has
What
a
was Army's strength of schedule,
and
though?
1 loss.
Did they play anybody ranked?
7.
Well, according to
I'm just asking.
Nick Saban and the Alabama AD, strength of schedule doesn't matter, and that's why they didn't get in. So if we're going to run by that same assumption, then Army should be in over Clemson.
Am I the only person that think Nick Saban looks like a timeshare salesman?
He does.
He does.
So
Yeah, he
just
does.
random
He
thought.
really does.
Or an
If
insurance
Army gets that-
investigator.
Insurance investigator.
I just figured out who Paul Feinbaum looks like, guys. And
He looks like that one guy in Law and Order that like did it, but no one really knows. But they find out at the end.
Do you remember the old Six Flags commercials with the guy that would dance?
Yeah, Junior Soprano. I always thought that was Junior Soprano.
Oh man.
7.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
The Six Flags guy.
Let me ask you this, 7. If Army gets into the playoffs, whose spot do they take?
Clemson.
But Clemson is a conference champion.
So is Army.
Yep. So I would say the only argument that you can make, because I think a conference championship supersedes an at-large, I would throw SMU out and put Army in. That's the only argument that I would make.
I honestly think SMU making the playoffs. Here's my rationale on that. SMU got punished hard with that death penalty case, and they've been working their asses off to get back to where they got.
Agreed.
And I think it's finally like a kind of paid your dues, took your punishment. We got this playoff system.
Yeah.
Come back into the fold.
And they're a new team in the ACC, and they came in and played everybody tough.
All right, Kyle, what you got going on this week, bro?
Nothing much, but let's talk about this real quick. We are going into week 15, and guess who the fuck is leading the league in passing? Y'all, it's passing.
Kirk Cousins?
Fucking
No,
G-
it's
fucking
Jared
Geno,
Goff?
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith.
Let me read off the top 10. You got Geno Smith at 1, Kirk Cousins at 2, my man Joe Burrow at 3, my boy Baker Mayfield at 4, Matt Stafford at 5, Sam Darnold at 6, Lamar Jackson 7, Jared Goff is 8th, Patrick Mahomes is 9th, CJ Stroud is 10th, and Jalen Hurts is 20th. Because
Jalen Hurts has better wide receivers than all the people ahead of him.
Well, that's because Jalen Hurts is distracted because the Mets just gave him $300 million.
Nope.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm still trying to figure out how CJ Stroud made number 10 with that damn offensive line over there with the Texans.
I mean, they still not playing awful. He's just not playing as good as he did last year.
You guys, you're forgetting a very important thing about Jalen Hurts.
He's looking past the results.
He's a fucking Alabama quarterback. Quit putting belief in him. He's ass. He is ass.
That's why I said we could take them pump bitches.
You could. You could. If it
we
comes
can take them.
I'll even go so
if
far.
He has to throw the ball downfield. You saw Byron Murphy with the one-handed.
Now, Alabama has a very rich history of good quarterbacks. They had that. They had Joe Namath one time.
Hey,
and then Brody Croyle was in the league for like a year.
Damn. I can give you a school that has a better quarterback history than Alabama.
Notre Dame.
That is in the playoffs and a top 4 ranked team.
LSU.
Notre Dame.
Arizona State.
Brock Osweiler, baby.
Jake the Snake
Plummer.
Did you really go to Osweiler over Jake Plummer? I knew where he was going. You went to Brock Osweiler over Jake Plummer with Arizona State?
Brock Osweiler.
Brock Osweiler.
Yeah.
Jake Plummer.
Yep.
With
Jake the Snake.
Jake Plummer, Arizona has a better history for quarterbacks coming out of their college program than fucking Alabama.
Alabama did have Kenny Stabler and Joe Namath.
LSU does too.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow.
Yep.
Marcus Russell.
And Jay Daniels on his way.
Wait, does Jamarcus Russell cancel Joe Burrow out?
Yes.
No.
No, Matt Flynn. Matt Flynn cancels Jamarcus Russell out.
It's like LSU.
Jamarcus Russell is too big to be canceled. Freaking big.
Man, y'all remember Rohan Davey?
Yeah.
What
He got a Super Bowl, baby. He got a couple of them things.
What about
guess
Jared?
who he was backing up? Brady.
What about Big Jared from Kentucky? You guys remember
God
him?
rest his soul.
Yep.
Yo, I know you didn't bring up the Pillsbury Throw Boy.
Damn. But Ando, what you got? What final thoughts, Ando?
Thank God for Doink that went in. Doink for the division, baby. They got to make a hat out of that with Kansas City.
Man, good Lord was on their side. Yeah.
Wow.
All I gotta say is people are gonna keep hating the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are gonna keep finding ways to win, man.
People don't hate the Chiefs. No one gives a shit about the Chiefs, Ando. No one cares about the Chiefs. No one hates them.
I think what it is, you know what it is. And I can't even say Seven or Ando. Their fans have become super obnoxious now.
It's kind of fucking annoying.
The team doesn't even make sense. You're the Chiefs, and your mascot is a wolf.
Yeah, because everybody gets mad when we would put a guy in an Indian costume down there.
But you can have it on the helmet.
It's just an arrowhead, bro. That's all it is. It's nothing derogatory. It's an arrowhead with a red K and a red C inside.
Hey, real quick. Seven. Any final thoughts, bro?
I really do hope that somebody has checked on all of the Bears fans to make sure that they're okay after learning that you can doink a kick and it still go in.
Are there any Bears fans left?
Yeah.
But also it is extremely interesting to me that the Chiefs lose a game that was primarily because of Kansas City's defense not showing up in their one loss. And everybody is still ragging on the fact that it was not Pat's best game. The Bills lose a game this week that they should have won.
Yep.
They should have won that game. I'm not going to say that Matt Stafford is bad or that the Rams are bad, but the Bills should have won that game. And all we're talking about is the defense.
Yep.
I
think offensively that was the Rams' best game of the season.
It was.
I think honestly
they did us like that too, though. I can't lie.
With Mahomes,
Puka Nacua and the Rams, right?
Yep.
Acuna. Yeah, he's a monster.
Catch.
I mean, I think with
Kyler Williams is a beast too.
Yes.
Yep. Also, Cooper Kupp. I got to shout out Cooper Kupp from Yakima, Washington, AC Davis High School. Let's go, baby.
Cooper Kupp looked really good in that game. Like it was definitely a defensive failure.
Yep. In a game where the Rams needed all their offensive weapons to shine, they did.
They did.
I think with Mahomes, though, Tony, is it's a case of heavy is the head that wears the crown. I mean, he's the blue chip quarterback in the league. He's going to get a lot of unfair criticism.
Well, but no. Here's my point, though. For the last 5 fucking years, I've had to listen to people talk about the fact that Josh Allen is going to be the one that's going to unseat Mahomes. Josh Allen is going to be the one to finally close it. And then, the 13-second game, that's not Josh Allen's fault. We're not going to talk about all the mistakes that he made in that game. That's
just a generational thing, man. How many people said Dan Marino was going to unseat Joe Montana? That shit never happened either.
They keep trying to put him on that pedestal that he doesn't earn.
They just want, what's funny? It's funny that you said that because they don't talk about Joe Burrow, the only person that did it. Like, for real. Joe Burrow is the only one that did it.
And got 2
Well, with Joe Burrow, it's the opposite of Patrick Mahomes. It's like, we feel really bad for you because you play for the Bengals. We can't wait for you to be on a good team.
He's a modern day Andrew Luck.
Yeah,
he is today's version.
He will be if he doesn't get on a team that can protect him.
Or the Bengals don't get him an offensive
to the
line.
Vikings. Joe Burrow.
Yeah, we'll get the Vikings.
Okay.
If Burrow goes to the Vikings, that gets the Vikings.
We're winning the Super Bowl.
It's like a unwritten rivalry they created or something. That's how it seems. Because right now, I would rather see Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen play each other than Patrick Mahomes play Lamar Jackson. I'd watch him.
The problem is with the Chiefs is their rivalries are so rich. But the AFC West is such a shit division right now. So it can't be like, the Chiefs are going up against the Raiders, bloodbath. Chiefs are going up against the Broncos, bloodbath. It's like, all these teams suck, and Patrick Mahomes is just going to win. We need to manufacture and bust in some rivalries here.
But we can say that's going to change. 2 years ago, we were having the exact same conversation that it was about to change because of the way that the Chargers were looking and the way that the Raiders were looking and the fact that the Broncos looked like they were starting to do something. Here we are now. 2 years later, same conversation. So
but unfortunately, and I say this as a Raiders fan, we went from just win, baby, to just win, baby.
The Chargers fucked up. I think the Chargers fucked up when they fired Anthony Quinn.
Absolutely.
The Chargers fucked up when they fired Schottenheimer. The Chargers fucked up when they
Personally, when they lost to the Jaguars in that AFC wildcard game and gave up 30 points to lose, they should have fired Staley after that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That motherfucker.
Look at how
the Chargers coach when the Raiders
he didn't get another job after that.
1 year.
That badge was deactivated at the end of the game.
Who was the Chargers coach when the Raiders beat him out?
Yeah, the walk on.
It was Staley. You're talking about Brandon Staley when the Raiders beat the Chargers 63.
And they could have both gotten in when it got tied, and it almost happened.
That was Staley. Staley was still the coach.
So Staley at least started off strong because he had promise in that season.
He had to walk him after that game.
The Chiefs are doing exactly what the fuck they should be doing. They won the division 9 straight times.
Yep.
They got 2? No, they need 3 more to pass the Patriots. Patriots got 11 in a row.
11 in a row. Yep.
I mean, but it makes sense. Look at it back to when they had Dante Hall, Eddie Kennison,
Mary Johnson.
They still were winning the division.
Trent Green,
and here's the credit I'll give the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The Hunt family knows how to handle it, and Lamar probably groomed his sons properly on how to run a team. The Davis family, where Al should have had the kid from Problem Child, who I'm talking about. He looks just like him. But like he should have been teaching him how to do things, but now the guy just looks lost because Al was one of those egotistical guys. I love Al Davis, did great things with the Raiders, but he was one of those guys that thought he would live forever, so he didn't think he needed to teach the kid from Problem Child how to run the team.
God damn, Mark does look like Junior. He looks just the fuck like Junior.
Yep. And then though, now Mark Davis is in charge, and he's like, "Oh, who's gonna make my chicken nuggets?" And it's like, no. We need to actually get people to win games, Mark.
And this is the thing. When it comes to the AFC West, at this point, you got to show me that you can do it.
And Bolin didn't leave a legacy. The Hunts left a solid legacy.
Yes.
And they built on that. And you know what? The Chiefs, and I'll say it, the Chiefs were the butt of a lot of jokes up until they got Mahomes and they started winning. They were the butt of the jokes of the division. They would never get there. They haven't won a Super Bowl since 1970. And then Lamar passed it on. Who is it? Alex?
No,
Alex
Clark Smith or Clark Hunt.
Clark Hunt. Okay. Yeah, and he's running the team, and they put together a winner. So they bided their time. They kind of hung out and sniped from the bushes, and when it was their time, they came up.
Well, in a lot of people, you think about the fact that the Kansas City is at 9 in a row when it comes to division titles.
Yeah.
That is a remarkable number. Only 6 of those are Patrick Mahomes.
True.
Yeah.
Yep.
First 3 was Alex Smith.
Yep.
The first 3 of those was Alex Smith.
But
hold on.
Hey, that was a good ass team, though. Jamal Charles, man.
This doesn't happen every day. The Hunt family knows how to pass it down.
Listen,
the Mara family had that for a while. It seems like John Mara is kind of losing it right now. But the Hunt family knows how to keep the tradition alive.
Okay, so with Alex Smith at quarterback, one of these division titles, I believe it's the first one of this 9-year stretch. The Kansas City Chiefs won a division title in a season where Alex Smith did not throw a single touchdown pass to a wide receiver the entire season.
That's when they had Dwayne Bowe.
He had Dwayne Bowe.
I think he had a young Tyreek that year because I think Tyreek was coming in.
And it's honestly, it's believable and it was doable because when you look at the state of the AFC West, it's like one of those years the Raiders won that division with an 8-8 record.
All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get it. Let's go ahead and get everybody's final thoughts, and you're gonna get out of here because your boy got to go.
My final thoughts. It is with a heavy heart. I will be leaving the sports report after this show. I've just gotten the call. I have a 3-year, $250 million job with the Mets. I will be a backup second baseman with a minor league option. So $250 million to play in the minors, guys. I'm sorry. I got to bail.
We're going to miss you, man. We're going to miss you, bro.
In all seriousness, I'm going to be grinding it. My contracts came through. I gotta practice my sales technique. So I'm going to be grinding it out this week, but I'll be paying attention. I look forward to watching Rivalry Week this week, especially watching the Army-Navy game end the college football season ceremoniously as they do every year. And I look forward to talking about that next Monday. So that's what I will be doing.
All right. I want to say thank you to everybody out in TV land for tuning into the Sports Report. Had a good audience tonight. Appreciate everybody coming through. Appreciate the likes we got on Facebook. Thank you guys for that. Appreciate that. From myself and the whole crew, we'll see you guys again next week.
Ando's dumb.
Damn.
Jesus.
Don't take that shit, Ando.
Good Lord.